fray. On Monday last, an affair took place at the Heather Inn, which adds to another list of atrocities for which that locality has become late so notorious. It appears that Mr. Donaldson, landlord of the inn, was called from home by the death of a friend, leaving the house in the charge of a daughter. Two young men of the neighbourhood, Henderson and Reach, of a turbulent disposition, and who had been expelled from the inn on former occasions by Mr. Donaldson's son for endeavouring to produce disturbance, took advantage of the absence of Mr. and Mrs. Donaldson to visit the house. As we are told, hostile intentions to young Donaldson. On entering, they called for some drink, but after a while they suddenly quitted the house. They did not go far. However, when they again returned and sent Miss Donaldson for her brother, whom they knew to be then thrashing in the barn, he went into the room in which they were with considerable reluctance, and as he was aware who the characters were he had to deal with, after being once there, they soon managed to pick a quarrel with him. Donaldson endeavoured to soothe them and persuade them to leave the house, but while so engaged, the two fellows sprang upon him with his ear sword, knocked him down, and when they got him on the ground, one of the two inflicted with a knife or some such weapon a frightful wound to the back part of the head, close to his neck. Such was the nature of that the blood sprang from it so profusely as cover the face of the breast of an individual who stood at a distance several feet. Donaldson, who was a young man of Herculean power, feeling himself wounded, shook off his assailants, sprang to his feet and seized a sword which hung in the room. The attacking party, seeing this, immediately fled. One of them, however, skulked behind the door, and as Donaldson was in the act of going out at pursuit of them, the fellow put out his foot and tripped him so that he fell on the sword, and he broke it. And this sword, this here sword, at the end, you can see the tip has been broken off. And that's where the sword was broken. And that's the history of this sword.